Welcome to Creating Connections podcast, episode number 76. I am Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
And I'm Certified Personality Trainer Vicky Musney.
When do you know it's time? It's time. When do you get to the point, this is posed in Sales for Event Pros, our wonderful online Facebook group, and a DJ in the Facebook group stated that he's 33 years old, and he figures he has another 17 years or so, according to him, of being able to rely on his abilities and his somewhat youth before age really becomes obvious. And he begins to wonder if it's a negative factor performing for younger brides at that age demographic of 50 plus. Has anyone thought about how they'll change their business to adapt to growing older? That's our topic today.
It's a big topic.
We discuss it after the break.
That was nice and easy.
What are you talking about? This also speaks to a much bigger issue.
Providing personal solutions through understanding people. This is the Creating Connections podcast with Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vicky Musney.
So again, welcome to episode number 76. We are talking today about getting older.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my back is killing me right now. No. We've all had health challenges. I mean, I certainly have as a part of getting older. And a DJ in our Facebook group, Sales for Event Pros, talked about how he believes he's got another 17 years or so, he's at the age of 33 right now, left to go before age really becomes obvious and sets him for him, and wondering if it's a negative factor performing in front of younger brides. I struggle with this. I don't know your thoughts, Vicky, but my thoughts are you can do whatever you want to do. I do believe that as you get older, that demographic of bride may change. You may have less brides who wish to have someone 50 plus at the helm of their party. But it doesn't mean you still can't maintain a living or maintain bookings. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. How good are you at other areas? How good are you at sales? How good are you at performance? I don't want to be limiting, but I think it's important to factor in those other options, those other areas of your business before just saying that once I hit 50, I forget about it. I'm not going to be employable by young brides. Because there are disc jockeys that have defied that notion, right? And I think it also depends on where you're at and what you want to do with your business.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's different. I mean, what are your thoughts before I go any deeper on this subject?
I think first I want to say it's bigger than just the DJ. I think we see that a lot because that's the bulk of our personal connections from living in that world. But I think it affects all of us in the events industry. But I think the DJs, because as an MC and as the DJ running the party, are very visible. I think It's bigger than just, does a bride want me to be seen? It's about the percentage of us that are self-employed and then need to have an exit strategy. You need to have a plan. And I think it's bigger than just, well, I'm going to do this until brides don't want to work with me, or I'm going to do this until I hurt my back and I physically can't lift anymore. I can't be on my feet for that long or whatever it is. For me, honestly, a part of it is I want to make sure that I still love it, for one thing. Mm-hmm. And so that in my head, I am aware of how many weddings I'm booking. That's part of my business plan and our structure and my goals. I don't want to get too big because I remember the years that we were doing 60, 25 events personally, me and my husband. Mm-hmm. And I remember what that was like. And you know what? I don't want to go back to that. So we've been making conscious changes in our business to not burn ourselves out. And I know that's a little bit different issue, but to me, they're related. It's all part of the long-term planning of where you want your business to go. And I don't think there's any one right answer. I think it's just really about, our needs to take that time to do some soul searching and figure out what do they want, in which direction do they want to go, how are they going to handle it? Because there are options.
Yes, absolutely agreed. And I think it's important to understand where you've been and where you want to go. And other people have posted in that thread about the fact that, they're training the next generation. I absolutely
And I think that's one great solution.
It is.
And I think that's wonderful. And I think that creating a legacy is important, and that is a great option. But I also that not everybody wants to become a multi-op, and I respect that decision too.
No, and not everyone does want to become a multi-op, and there's reasons to do it, and there's reasons not to do it. I don't want to delve too far off topic here, but I think what it basically boils down to, again, is you need to have a business plan. What does that business plan say? What does your plan say? Where are you going to exit? What is your exit strategy? Before you jump into anything, which the vast majority of us, when we got involved in this business, it was all about
most of us, it happened accident.
Yeah, it was all about music and girls and,
Not for me, but yeah.
No? Well, okay. So it was about music and guys, and no, I'm kidding. But regardless, that's what it was about at first, right? And then somewhere along the line, this became a business with actual, tax returns and employee and running of budgets and numbers and, manuals.
That part is still so hard for me.
Yeah. And that's important. So again, this is part of that plan. What is your business plan? What does it say? I firmly believe you should do what you want. I do color my hair.
We have that conversation on every episode also.
Yes. And one of our other...
way too much information about both of our hair.
Well, exactly. And, Matt Grauman, good friend of mine, says you don't have to grow up. And, another guy says, I'm 42 and going strong. I fully believe that you can stay relevant as long as you adapt to change and keep current. I think that's a key factor as well.
Well, and I think having your eyes open, I know for us, DJ Via has become a huge piece of that term plan. Yeah, and I know girlfriends in the DJ Trivia family who specifically bought into that franchise because they were looking for an exit strategy, and that's the way they're going to do it, because it kind of shifts you away from the weekend work and the weddings and the doing everything yourself to a whole different plan. We were working for that. It fell into our laps at a conference I was speaking at, and it has been a great thing for us. It's been almost 4 years now. It's become a big, big piece of our long-term plan that we hadn't really anticipated, but we're making it part of the future of our.
And your long-term plan can change, right?
Absolutely.
Adapt and adjust. A business plan isn't meant to be created and just thrown in the file drawer and never looked at again. You need to go back and revisit it every at least couple of years at minimum, and see where you're at. Another thing too, the getting older thing. How much more can you relate to the parents? Of actually seeing that child grow up to present day, delivering them to their wedding day, them becoming a wife or a husband. And you relate to, because you're getting older and possibly having children and seeing those children grow up, you're relating to that a lot more. And you can relay that in your sales conversation when connecting with your clients, and really
you connect differently. But
yeah.
You
still connect. And so that's a conversation of how to connect with people. Some people diversify, Mark Bernyson, who we spoke for at Albany Adirondack Wedding Association last year, creating connections. Yep. He talked about how he's cross-branding now to honeymoons and travel planning and rentals. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I mean, there's nothing wrong with diversification. Maybe it's not the multi-op way. Maybe it's in other avenues. Like what I have done also with my Gittimer Certified Advisorship and doing trainings and workshops and conducting those for the industry. Nothing wrong with that. So however you do it, if it's diversification, if it's adding on talent and training the next generation, if it's just you're going to work till this time and this time frame and you're taking out X percentage for your retirement every single event, nothing wrong with that either, man. I mean, just make a choice, have a plan, revisit the plan every 2 years at minimum and see where you're at. But we all are going to get old eventually. Now it's how you handle it and what you choose to do and have a plan ready, because you don't want to wake up and all of a sudden you're 45 years old or 50 years old and I got nothing.
Yeah, no retirement, no what's next.
Yeah.
Or even just that commitment to stay current. And I think of some of the more experienced people I know in the industry, and I haven't actually had the conversation with them of, well, how are you saving for retirement? Because they're just still so active, it never even occurs to me. And, I think about like when Jim Cerrone was speaking at Midwest DJs Live, and he talked about his routine and how every Monday morning he checks all of these certain charts and he subscribes, the top list of songs that have been Shazammed the most in the previous week and new releases. And just having those kind of systems, I mean, nobody looks at him and says, oh, well, he's not 25. I don't want him at my wedding. He knows his stuff and he relates and he brings his own person and his experience. And I just think there's a lot that all of us can learn from that.
Absolutely. Because he still goes to work every single day and prepares for the next day and the next outcome for the client that he wants to create and they want created.
And my guess is he's probably got his retirement plan figured out. He's a blue, and they do things like that.
Absolutely, Jim does. But again,
I've just never asked him that personally.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid that Jim Cerrone is probably the exception and not the norm.
No, and that's why I bring him up as an example of what we need to all be looking to and striving to do, especially for the DJs and the MCs who have that highly visible role. And
because photographers, videographers, no one's going to look in, as long as you still look, dress, act, and fit the part, you're not going to have a problem. That's also part of our plan. We can just go back to the way we started and shift back away from entertainment and do more video as we get older. That's an option for you. There's nothing wrong with that either.
We also just hired a new young video guy too. So we're kind of doing a little bit of both. Good.
It's important to keep that fire. So anyway, that's our conversation today and tips on how to adjust for the aging process, if you will. Have a plan, revisit it, look at diversification, look at training talent, decide where you want to go. But bottom line is have a focus, have a plan of where to go, and specifically how to achieve that. So you're not waking up at 45, 50 with literally nada. So Creating Connections, episode number 76. I am Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
And I'm Certified Personality Trainer Vicki Misney.
Should we let it out today?
If you want. I usually defer that to you. Because sometimes I say something and you tell me I'm wrong and I wasn't allowed to say that yet.
Come on. When have I ever said that? Besides
we could go back and look at past episodes. I'm sure we could find a few where you weren't supposed to share that yet.
Besides the 3 times you're going to mention right now. No.
I could go back in the show notes. Vicki. Go ahead, that's your call.
We will be presenting at Mobile Beat Las Vegas coming up this year, March 13th through the 17th. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I will be presenting my seminar, Sales for Event Pros, literally walking you through each step of the sales process. What are the 2 questions you need to ask in every single sales consult you have? And how do you overcome objections? And how can you position yourself as the expert in the marketplace? Don't want to give away too much, but that'll be my presentation.
But we talk about sales and marketing, and we all know it should be reversed. It really is marketing and then sales. And I am working on a brand new seminar that I've been researching for quite a while, and kind of have tried out bits and pieces, but it's all about marketing and rise above the noise. How do you stand out? How do you reach your target client? Specifically, how do you speak to the different personalities in your various marketing? So that's got to come before sales.
Yeah. So Vicki will be opening up for me. Looking very much forward to presenting at Mobile Beat Las Vegas. We have other announcements coming out for Mobile Beat.
I won't say it.
So stay tuned.
I won't say it yet.
Keep watching, keep listening to the podcast. Visit us at creatingconnections.biz for more information where we're going to be next and what's going on. Thanks for watching.
Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Creating Connections podcast with Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vicki Musni. For more information on providing personal solutions through understanding people better, visit creatingconnections.biz.